This case considered the issue of competing equitable interests, and whether or not the failure of a bank to register its interest in a property resulted in the loss of its priority over a later equitable interest holder. In this case, an owner of a property obtained a mortgage over their property with the bank. The bank did not register this mortgage, but instead kept the certificate of title together with the unregistered mortgage documents with them at the bank. The owner of the property later obtained another mortgage and told the lender that the certificate of title was being kept at the bank, only for safekeeping, and that there was no existing mortgage over the property. The lender then lodged a caveat over the property. Sometime later, the bank lodged the mortgage with the certificate of title. The lender, who had lodged the caveat, brought an action against the bank and argued that its interest was registered first, and that it should have priority over the bank's earlier equitable interest, since the bank had failed to lodge the required documents. They argued that they had relied on the state of the register when they acquired their equitable interest in the property. They further argued that the bank had failed to take all reasonable steps to prevent the owner from dealing with property without notice of the bank's interest. The bank, however, argued that there was no obligation on them to register the mortgage or to lodge a caveat to secure their interest in the property. The bank argued that it had the certificate of title and that it needed no further protection. The central issue for the court was whether or not the bank could maintain its priority over the property even though it had not registered its interest in the property. The court ultimately held